Okay, everybody, it's Dr. John McAtamney. This is the Long Island Band of Brothers for uh, June 29th. We were scheduled to have somebody speaking tonight, but they did not make the call. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about AI. I've basically been doing some classes on it and I've learned quite a bit. So I just want to share it with you guys. Um, AI is not going away. It's something that we all going to have to learn to a certain degree. I basically used it to rewrite all of my handouts, make them much more personable, much more lively. If you want, I'll share some of those with you so that you can see what's going on with that. Um, it allows me to talk to people in a way that they understand nowadays, because the old days of handing out a handout that they have to read doesn't work. So I made them all very visual and real small snippets. I take a lot of the research that I read and I actually put it into AI and I say, explain this research to a fifth grader. And AI basically takes all the research and puts it into a fifth grade level of communication. And then I can turn that into a flyer. But what I want to share with tonight is something that I've been working on for myself a little bit, and it has to do with table talk, because sometimes you need a new idea. So um, basically, the first one has to do for a script for patient retention. And the goal is to help patients understand the value of ongoing chiropractic care, feel heard, and stay committed to their treatment plan. So the first thing you have to understand is you got to open a conversation. So how you feeling today? You want to make eye contact with the patient, and then whatever they say, you would say, "I appreciate your sharing that. I want you to know that it is our focus to not only help you feel better in the moment, but helping your body function better every time over time." You have to acknowledge people. So that's one of the things that it came back with. When people are confused or not certain, and you're going to do anything that's a bit different, acknowledge their position or their understanding. Um, so the doctors, to reframe from pain relief to wellness, a lot of people first come in because something hurts, and that makes sense. But chiropractic care is about more than pain relief. Our real goal is to support how your nervous system works so your body can heal, adapt, and function at a higher level. What we want for you is for you to get better, stay well, and feel alive, not just chase symptoms every time they show up. Real simple, you can say it shorter. Pain may be the reason you came in, but wellness is the reason you stay. Again, explaining the value of continued care. As you begin to feel improvement, it's common to think maybe I do not need to keep going, but this is often the stage where continued care matters most. Feeling better is the first step. Feeling better is the first step. Stabilizing those improvements and helping your body hold the correction is what helps you prevent from slipping back into the same pattern. For anybody that's coming on tonight, Michael, uh, Devin did not come on tonight, so we had to pivot a little bit. And I'm going over AI and how to. Right now, we're doing AI for table talk. So
Great.
if you came to listen
Thank
to
you.
Devin, she's not coming on tonight. She did not answer my call. So staying consistent with your care gives you the best chance of long-term results, not temporary relief. So it's really about telling the people the truth. But when AI looked at this, I asked it to look at how they would explain it to a patient. Addressing resistance or hesitation. If a patient says, I feel better or I think I'm good, your response is, that is actually great progress. And that's exactly what we want to see. Your next step is making sure your body keeps that progress. When people stop care as soon as symptoms ease, they often find the issue returns because the underlying pattern has not fully changed yet. If a patient says, I'll just come back when it hurts again, a possible response would be, you definitely can, but that puts you back into the reactive cycle. Our goal is to help you move from reacting to problems to preventing them. That's where real health changes happens. There's more people coming in. For anybody that's logging on for this point, Dr. Devin Vrana did not come on tonight, so we have pivoted, and I'm going over table talk created by AI. Um, So if it's valuable, you can hang out. If it's not, it's your choice how you want to spend the night. If a patient says, I'm busy, I'm too busy, I can't come in, I understand. Most people are balancing a lot. That's why staying on track now is important. It can help you avoid bigger interruptions to your health time and routine later. Again, acknowledging what the person is saying. The first thing is you cannot make them wrong. So uh, the idea is to use present time consciousness. This part is less about the words and more about how they're delivered. Right. So the doctor or the CA approach, you want to make direct eye contact, pause before responding, do not talk while distracted, listen for the patient's real concern, not just the service comment, respond calmly and personally. An example, I hear that you are frustrated. That makes sense. Let's talk about what is changing, what still needs work, and why your care plan matters. That kind of presence builds trust and helps patients feel that you are genuinely invested in their well being. You want to reinforce the commitment. Every visit builds on the last one. This is a process, and your consistency plays a big part in your outcome. We are here to help you do more than get out of pain. We want to help you gain function better, stay healthier, and live with more energy and resilience. As a closing statement, the doctor would say, so as we continue, remember this is more about than just short-term relief. It's about building a healthier foundation so you can get better, stay well, and feel alive. Right? There's some things that keep repeating here, but the idea is that acknowledge that person, find a solution, and then get to resolution. So if you want something your whole staff can easily remember, use this. Our goal is not just to help you feel better temporarily, it's to help your body function better long term. When care is consistent, patients are more likely to hold their progress, prevent setbacks, and enjoy lasting wellness. Practice for delivery, right? Be natural, not scripted. Keep it conversational, not preachy. Use repetition of key wellness phrases so patients remember them. Stay present. Patients can feel when your attention is divided. Connect care to outcomes the patient values: energy, mobility, sleep, focus, quality of life. If you're using this for training, the strongest next step would be to turn it into 3 versions. So that's what I did. I said one for script for new patients. New patient table talk script. I'm glad you're here today. Most people come in because they're not feeling right. Pain, tension, stiffness, or just the sense that their body's not working the way it should. Make eye contact and listen attentively. This is often where the conversation starts, but not where it ends. The goal is not only to help you feel better, our goal is to help your body function better, adapt better, and stay healthier over time. To explain chiropractic beyond pain, many patients think chiropractic care is only about getting out of pain. Pain relief is important, of course, but this is just one part of the picture. Chiropractic care helps the nervous system, which plays a major role in how your body functions, heals, and responds to daily stress. When your body is functioning better, you often notice improvements not only in discomfort, but in mobility, energy, sleep, and overall wellness. Again, it's repeating certain concepts, right? Mobility, energy, sleep, and overall wellness. Set expectations early. One of the most important things to understand at the beginning is that real change usually happens in stages. First, we want to help you feel relief. Then we want to help your body stabilize those improvements. After that, the focus becomes maintaining better function and supporting long-term wellness. So even if you start functioning better or feeling better quickly, that does not always mean that the problem is fully resolved. It also means your body is responding, which is a very good sign. And is also why staying consistent with care matters. You want to introduce the wellness mindset pretty early. We want to help your body get better, stay well, and feel alive. This means moving beyond crisis-based approach to health when you only do something when your body forces you to, and moving towards a proactive approach where you support your health before problems build up again. Building trust through presence. I also want you to know that your questions and concerns matter here. We want this to be a partnership. If something is unclear, if you are wondering why we are recommending something, or you have concerns about your progress, please bring it up. We are here to help you understand your care, not just go through it. Reinforcing the value of the care plan. Your care plan is designed to give you the best chance at lasting results. Each visit builds on the last. When care is consistent, your body has a better opportunity to make changes that hold. Our focus is not simply to chase symptoms. It is here to help create a stronger, healthier formulation or foundation for your body. A short version for everyday use. I know you may be coming in because something hurts, but our goal is bigger than just symptom relief. We want to help your body function better so you can heal, stabilize, and stay well over time. That's why your care plan matters. Each visit builds on the last, and we want to help you get better, stay well, and feel alive. Socratically, the way to sort of cement that in would be, this is what we want. Do you want that? Give them an opportunity to affirm it. Here's a more conversational version. Most new patients come in wanting to get out of pain, and that's completely understandable. But what is exciting is that chiropractic care can do more than that. As your body starts functioning better, many people notice you're moving better, sleeping better, and handling life with less stress on the system. So from the very beginning, I want you to know that this is not just about getting you through today's problem. It's about helping you to build better health going forward. A one-line takeaway for staff. You may come in here because of pain, but our goal is to help your body function better long-term so you can get better, stay well, and feel alive. This would be table talk for patients that are starting to feel better. The doctor would say, I'm really glad to hear you're starting to feel better. That's an important sign that your body is responding well to care. Make eye contact and let that land. What is important to understand is that feeling better is the beginning of the process, not always the end of it. When symptoms begin to calm down, it usually means we are making progress, but symptom relief and full correction are not always the same thing. In this phase, the body is improving, but is also still learning how to hold those changes, and that's why continued care matters so much right now. To reinforce the need for consistency. This is often the point where people are tempted to stop because they are not hurting the way they were before. The challenge is that if care stops too soon, the body can slip back into the old pattern before the improvement is stable. We do not want you just to feel better for a little while. We want you to get better, stay well, and feel alive. Again, I want to point out the reinforcement of certain concepts. Reframing care as stabilization. Right now, we are not just chasing relief. We are working to strengthen and stabilize the progress your body has started to make. Think of it this way. Feeling better tells us the care is working. Staying consistent helps that progress last. Keeping the focus on wellness. Our goal is to help your nervous system and body function better over time, not just get you through the immediate problem. That's how we shift from short-term symptom management to long-term wellness. When the patients stay with care through the stage, they often get better results and fewer setbacks. If the patient says, I feel fine now, that's really great to hear, and that is exactly the direction we want to see. Feeling fine is a positive milestone, but it does not always mean your body has fully stabilized yet. This stage is where we help those improvements hold so you're less likely to end up back where you started. If the patient says, maybe I do not need to come in as often, I understand why you would think that, especially when you're noticing progress. The reason we stay consistent now is because this is the stage where the body is still adapting. If we back off too soon, progress can become temporary instead of lasting, and we want to build on the gains that you have already made. Again, affirm their position. Do not make them wrong. Acknowledge it. Suggest a solution, and then come to resolution. If the patient says, I will come back in if it starts hurting again, you can always come back, but that puts you back into the cycle of reacting once the problem returns. Our goal is to help you move beyond the pattern and support your body before things break down again. That is why lasting change happens. A short chair-side version. I'm glad you're feeling better. That tells us your body's responding. The important thing to remember is that feeling better is not always the same as being fully stable. This is the phase where consistency matters most because it helps your body hold the progress it is making. We want you to get better, stay well, and feel alive. A more conversational version. I love hearing that you're improving. That is exactly what we want. The biggest mistake people make at this stage is thinking they are done just because the pain has eased up. Really, this is where we protect the progress. Your body is doing better, and now we want to help it keep it doing better so you do not slide backwards. For the team, the tone here should be encouraging, confident, and calm, never fear-based. The message is not, if you stop, something bad will happen. The message is, you are making progress, and this is how we help that progress last. A takeaway, feeling better means progress has started. Staying consistent is where that progress holds. The next version is okay, here we brought down. This is the talk script for patients at risk of dropping out. Your main script would be, I want to check in with you because I know it can be easy, especially when life gets busy or progress feels slower than expected, to start wondering whether it's worth continuing. Make eye contact and let them respond. I want you to know this is a normal feeling and I appreciate you being honest about it. Reconnect to their why. When you first came in, it was because something was not working the way you wanted it to. Our goal has been bigger than just getting you through the moment. It has been to help you make real, lasting change in how your body functions and feels. If we only focus on short-term relief, it's easy to fall back into the same cycle. What we want is for you to help get better and stay well and feel alive. Addressing doubt without pressure. If you're wondering whether this still matters, this is exactly the conversation we should have. I never want you to feel like you're just going through the motions. What matters is that you understand why care is being recommended, what progress we are working towards, and how consistency affects your results. One of the biggest reasons people lose momentum is that they stop care before the changes are fully stable. Sometimes they feel a little better. Sometimes life gets busy. Sometimes they are not noticing the progress as clearly because improvement has become gradual. But stopping too often or too early often means the body drifts back into the same pattern that created the problem in the first place. So that's basically the core thing that people have to understand. Reframing care as a long-term investment. This is not about trying to keep you coming in for the sake of visits. It is about helping you get the outcome you came here for. Consistent care gives your body the best chance to heal, adapt, and hold the progress it has made. That's what leads to better long-term results. If the patient says, I'm too busy, I understand life gets full quickly. The challenge is that when health keeps getting pushed down the list, the problem that brought you in often stays underneath the surface or starts building again. Staying consistent now can save you from having to start over later. If the patient says, I'm not sure it's helping, I'm glad you said that because that is something we should talk about openly. Sometimes progress is dramatic and sometimes it's more gradual. Look at what has changed, what has not changed yet, and what the next phase of care is meant to accomplish. I want you to feel clear about the value of what we're doing. If the patient says, I feel better enough, I'm glad you're feeling improvement. The question now is whether you want temporary improvement or lasting change. Feeling better enough can be the point where people stop, but it's also the point where continued care often makes the difference between short-term relief and long-term stability. If the patient seems emotionally checked out, I get the sense that this may be feeling harder to stay connected to right now. If you want to make sure we are just not talking about appointments, but about something that matters to you, if your goals have changed or something about the plan is not working for you, let us talk about it. This kind of language opens a door without creating shame or resistance. A chair-side version. I know it's easy to lose momentum, especially when life gets busy or progress feels gradual. But the reason we stay consistent is to help your body hold the changes it's making, not just feel better briefly. We want you to get better, stay well, and feel alive. A more conversational version. I know sticking with care is not always easy. Life happens, schedules get packed, and sometimes when the progress is not dramatic, people start wondering if they really need to keep coming. But this is exactly where consistency matters. We're just not trying to get you through today's symptoms. We're trying to help you create results that actually last. A one-line takeaway. Dropping out of care often interrupts progress. Staying consistent gives your body the chance to create lasting change. Then I asked for one more. This has to do with a script for a 6-month recall. Main script. It's so good to see you again. We are glad you're back. A lot can happen in 6 months. It's very common for people to get busy, start feeling better, or put their health on the back burner for a while. What matters now that you are here and we can focus on where you are today and what your body needs moving forward. We want to reframe the return. Most people do not step away from care because they do not value their health. Usually, life just takes over. The good news is we can pick back up and help you move forward from here. Our goal is not just to help you feel better for the moment, it is to help your body function better long term so you can get better, stay well, and feel alive. You need to reestablish value. When someone has been away from care for a while, the body has often had the time to slip back into old stress patterns, even if the symptoms have not been constant. That's why it's important for us to look at how you're doing now, not just whether you are in pain today. Chiropractic care is about supporting your nervous system and overall function, not reacting when something flares up. You want to make re-entry feel safe and simple. You do not have to start by being perfect, you just have to start again. We will meet you where you are, see what has changed, and create the best plan to help you move forward. That line works well because it lowers resistance and removes shame. If the patient says, "Oh, I've been too busy," again, affirm, find a resolution, and a solution. I understand. That is one of the common reasons people step away. Life gets full fast. The important thing is that you are reconnecting now. Take care of your health consistently can help you avoid bigger problems and interruptions later. If the person says, "I felt fine, so I stopped coming," that makes sense, and a lot of people think that way. The challenge is that feeling fine and functioning are your best are not always the same thing. One of the benefits of ongoing care is to help your body stay ahead of problems rather than waiting for them to become obvious again. If the patient says, "I need to get back on track," that's exactly what we're here for. There's no judgment. We want to help you just take care of the next right step for your health. A chairside version. It is great to see you back. A lot can happen in 6 months. And many people step away simply because life gets busy or they start feeling better. The important thing is that you are here now. Our goal is to help you get better, stay well, and feel alive. So that all came from AI. When you learn to ask it the right questions, you give it the right prompts. That's like 16 pages, and I'm going to be basically working with my staff on all of this. Communication has to change. If you're still saying the same thing you said 3 or 4 years ago, maybe you're a little stale. Maybe the person has heard it before. I find AI to be helpful. As I said, what I'll do is I'll send out a couple of the handouts that I had to redo if you're interested in it. But I would encourage everybody, learn a little bit about AI, and each of them are different. I make all of my visual handouts using ChatGPT because it's better at pictures. But if I'm looking for information, I use an AI version called use.ai, right? And that is much better at information and language. It's not that good for making pictures. So there's a bunch of different AI groups out there. You need to find out which ones you work best for what you're looking to do with it. So the ChatGPT, I use the free version. So all this, you can only do a little bit each day. So I just spread it out over the week. The ChatGPT, I use the free version. They actually give you quite a bit of leeway on that. The use AI, since I use it to rewrite all of my research that I take the research and I upload it and I say, make it fifth grader. I actually use the pay version. It's not that expensive, but that they're much more limited in what you can do. But I can basically take the real research that I took a whole bunch of stuff on forward head posture, and I just made it real simple and I brought it down to fifth because in my office I do a lot of curve correction, and I needed to make it more simple because it can get very heady. So,
You gonna put those up, John?
yeah, you know what? If you give me a second, I'm actually going to pull some of them up here. I'll share them on the screen. Give me 1 second, and then you can tell me which ones you want sent. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Let's see over here.
Nice pillow.
Uh,
Is that where Brian was sitting?
I'll show you the one that we did, this one. Okay, let me share my screen. This was an old Chung Ha Su thing that I had out. And what I did was, and you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I basically said, make this 4 families, bright and cheery, and include all the information. So you'll see where it says normal spine, subluxated spine. It defines a subluxation, loss of motion, normal position, producing nerve system disturbance, resulting in altered function of body tissue. What happens after a subluxation? Within 2 hours, detectable inflammation. Within 6 hours, the nerve swells and changes to electrical charge. Within 12 hours, change in end tissue is detectable. Within 24 hours, cellular damage and death begin to occur. Within 2 weeks, early changes occur, but they're reversible. And within 60 days, permanent damage has occurred, known as subluxation decay. So if you still think it's a bone that needs popped back in, it's really a nerve thing. And when we get the nervous system working, better focus, better movement, better sleep, better life, right? Because what I've seen is too many people think it's out, it's L2's out, you just push it back in again. I said, I got to get it. But basically, I took Chung Ha Su's research, and I had this all written out on a piece of paper, but it was something you had to read. Now, this is one of the handouts I hand out, and I go, I just want to address this thing where people think it's. I'm not paying attention too much to the noise that the body makes. I'm checking to see what your neurology does, but some people think it's just a bone out of position that needs to be popped back in again. And I say, I want you to understand what happens when the bones come out of alignment. This is what happens when a subluxation thing. So it's just think it's a bone that needs popped back in again. It's a nerve thing. So the other one I have that I'll share with you guys. This is the one I put together. I like this one. How do you know if you need an adjustment? I don't need an adjustment. Nothing hurts. The only way to tell if you need a specific scientific chiropractic adjustment is to have your spine and nervous system analyzed by the doctor of chiropractic. We're the only ones trained in locating, analyzing, correcting a vertebral subluxation. As a practicing chiropractor, I cannot tell if I need to get adjusted. I have to have my spine analyzed by another chiropractor to tell. Now, some people say, hey, doc, it's good. Nothing hurts. Well, teeth don't hurt until you already have a cavity. So the problem exists before the pain, just like in chiropractic. The subluxation can exist for 30 to 40 years before you feel pain, and then it's too late. And that's why using pain as a marker for care is not a good idea, since the problem takes a long time to develop before it ever hurts. Think of chiropractic like brushing your teeth, working out, and eating healthy. If you brush your teeth only one time, would that make a difference? No. If you worked out only one time, would that make a difference? No. If you ate healthy one meal, would that make a difference? No. You have to have a habit that promotes a healthy life. Chiropractic is part of that. Keeping your spine and nervous system working good and just makes sense since it is the only one you have and it affects everything you do. So
You put that one, you want to put that?
By putting things in a visual format, it's much easier to talk about and the people remember it. And these are handouts that I can print out on my computer and then just I send them home. They're actually in their report of findings folder.
You didn't put that one up, did you?
Say again?
You didn't put that one up, did you?
Did you see what I'm looking at there? Can you see
No,
that?
I'm not. It's still with the subluxation one, the more than just a pop.
No, hold on. I gotta see if I can close this. I don't know how to do that. Give me 1 second. I gotta go back to Zoom. Give me 1 second.
Get right there.
I'm gonna stop the share for a second and go back to the share. Hold on.
You passed it. There you go.
Oh, there's another one. You guys should be able to see this. Can you see that?
Just looking at the other screen.
All right, let me see if I can get this out of here. Oh, this is a good one. See, there's a little adjustments, big benefits. Is that visual on your screen?
Nope.
Just see the
Nope.
list.
Give me 1 second.
Something, no.
Here we go. Got to open each document. Okay.
There you go.
See that now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is one I put together. It took some research that I had. And I said, okay, little adjustments, big benefits. This is how chiropractic can help your child thrive. First of all, gentle, specific adjustments remove interference in the nervous system so your child's body can function, adapt, and heal at its best. With children, we find better focus, improved sleep, better digestion and immune function, emotional balance, less stress, more energy, better posture, strong adaptability. That came out of Heidi Havoc's research. I think that was part of the stuff that she did with Lona Cook and the school system out in Wisconsin. So what is an adjustment? How it helps the nervous system. Recalibrates the brain and the body connection. Improves immune autonomic balance. Shift from stress, fight or flight to calm and healing. Enhance focus. Behavior, sleep, emotional regulation. Supports the immune system and overall development. Why are the visits so short? A child's nervous system can only handle so much input. Short, gentle adjustments, about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, prevent overwhelm and allows the brain to process and adapt, release stress patterns, rewire, and heal between visits. The real healing happens between the visits. Why frequency matters more than duration. 6 minutes at the table, 167 hours between visits. Frequency keeps healing ahead of the stress. Our insight scan measure what matters most. HRV, SEMG, thermal patterns. Tells what they measure. We have objective, measurable, personalized, so we can track progress and celebrate wins. We're here to help your child feel, function, and thrive. Take all the stuff that you're basically trying to cram in and make it in a handout so that you can still tell them, but when they go home, they have something to remember it by.
That's really good. That's really good.
And again, this is all stuff I did with
AI.
I'm going to show you just a couple others. If you want any of these things, just let me know.
Like the last one you talked about before, that was pretty good, but we didn't see it.
Give me 1 second.
How do I know when I need an adjustment?
Here we go. So this is one I took. This is one here.
There
So
you
this
go.
is what I went over before, right? You need a scientific spine chiropractic adjustment. As a practicing chiropractor, only I can't tell if I need to adjust my stuff to go to a chiropractor. Teeth don't hurt until you already have a cavity.
These are great.
Right? So if you guys want this, let me know.
Yeah.
This one, there's a bunch of them I made personalized to the office. Some of them I didn't, because I'm actually sharing them among my mastermind. But this is really, again, something that you can tell people, and then because you basically turned it into a pictograph, everything you're telling them, they can put it in their patient report of findings folder, and when they go home, they have something to reference. Because what does everybody have to deal with nowadays, since the spouse doesn't come to the report of findings? What did the doctor tell you?
Yeah.
So, giving them enough.
Info.
This is what he said, and this is why he said it. And then in the handouts, so we have stuff built specifically for adults, stuff for kids.
That's great.
There's one more I want to show you.
Your poster, John, if you took your poster and plugged it back in, can they convert it to Spanish, to French, to other languages?
You could convert it to different languages. You could have ChatGPT convert it to different languages if you needed. Yeah.
Excellent.
There's another one I just want to show you guys. I basically took, this is some of the research one I did. Let me pull this up here. Since I deal with a lot of nutrition, and you end up with people that have all sorts of, I bring their blood work to me all the time. I basically said, Let me get this out of the way before I get it all screwed up. All right. So this is cortisol. It's not always a diet. Sometimes just cortisol. So I said blood sugar markers, CBC inflammatory shift, magnesium depletion, electrolytes, thyroid, bond to creatinine ratio, your lipids. When a doctor says, oh, this is what's going on, that's what's going on, let's really take a look at it, because if it's just cortisol, cortisol can cause all of these problems. Now, why did I do this? Again, the blood work confuses people. They've heard stuff from other doctors. It's also confusing. I need to make it something simple that they can understand when I'm explaining the blood work to them, and why I'm telling them it's cortisol and not all of these things by themselves.
That's awesome.
Then you correct the cortisol, and all of a sudden the blood work clears. And then we have one that I use with every person, doesn't matter whether they are an adult or not, and it goes like this. You guys can see this, right? Lifetime management and maintenance of a spine. Real simple. I tell them this. They can give you a new lens for your eye. They can give you hearing aids. They can replace your shoulders. They can replace your elbows. They can replace your hips. They can replace your knees. They can replace your ankles. They can give you new heart valves. They can replace most of your body. They cannot replace your spine. It has to last 70, 80, 90 years. So everything that you own has a tendency to decay over time. That means without regular, consistent attention and care, your teeth would rot, your car would rust and quit running, and your health would degrade. Your posture, spine, and nervous system require consistent maintenance and checks and care, or decay will result. We all know to brush our teeth and to change the oil in the car, but most people never learn to check their spinal health, nor do they get regular chiropractic care to prevent spinal and nerve damage. I'm here to tell you, you have to take care of your spine just the way you take care of your teeth. By 30, 1 in 3 people already have preventable nerve damage. By age 70, the majority have preventable damaged spine, degenerative spine and disease. Why lifetime matters. Support a healthy spine, support a healthy nerve system, improve movement and mobility, help prevent pain and future problems, support energy, focus, and well-being. You only get one spine. You can replace a car, you can repair a roof. You only get one spine. It's got to last the whole time. And since it's irreplaceable, invest in lifetime maintenance so it will last. That's the honest and whole truth.
Johnny.
I tell every parent, because the parents have to hear the same thing I'm talking about the kids. I'm going to start them as early as possible. And I tell every new patient who comes in, nobody's ever told you this. You have to maintain your spine. I don't care however you want to take care of this problem now. You need to hear at some point that maintenance of the spine is absolutely necessary, and here's why. All right. Again, this is all stuff comes out of research. The stuff that you see in here, I pulled out of research papers. I wanted to make it something visual so that people could understand, so that when I tell them, because one of the things I bring up as part of my report of findings, you have a momentum of disease, you have a momentum of weakness, you have a momentum of fatigue, you have a momentum of changes to the nervous system that is causing you to feel what you're feeling now. As part of care, we have to build a momentum that reverses the slide that you're on and brings you back up the hill, so that everything that the body needs to become stronger, more adaptable, and function better starts to, as it builds its resources and starts to increase its strength and flexibility and stability, it's able to do that because it's being supported in the right manner. So momentum for disease, we have to do a momentum for health. Anyway.
You're no longer Johnny McAtamney. You're Johnny Mac AI.
So
Great job on these, John.
Hopefully that was helpful to you guys tonight. It's something that I'm working on, but the idea is use AI to your advantage. There are different AIs that are out there, and they have different reasons to use them. As I said, all the pictures that I made were made with ChatGPT, but everything I went over tonight came from a different AI because they have different language models available to them.
Awesome.
I'll get hold of Devin and see if we can reschedule. I have some available time at the end of the year. I don't understand because she was in touch with me earlier, trying to find out how long she had to talk. I did text her, and I also texted her and called her, and she didn't pick up. So we'll figure that out.
I'm glad she didn't. I'm glad she
Does
didn't.
anybody have any questions?
Yeah, Johnny, I want to put the spotlight back on you. You know, one of the things so impressive tonight, you know, so many people get caught and stuck working in their practice that they never get to work on their practice. And you have just showed us a wonderful way to work on the practice, not just in the practice. That is just so important. So I just want to tip my hat to you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that very much, buddy.
Good point, Rick.
Nice.
You know, it comes down to this idea that Fred Barge, one of my mentors, he said he considers success doing what you can for what you love. And that's really why I do this. It's why I do everything I do for my office. I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. I really appreciate your time and energy. Hopefully it was worth a little bit. If you guys are interested, you want this stuff that came from AI, if you want it, reach out to me, text me, email me, whatever way you want. I'll send it to you as well. You can play with it a little bit yourself. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And all the best, everybody.
John, thank you.
Thank you, John. Thanks, John. Great impromptu.
I'm so glad
Thank
Jan
you.
answered
That
the
was
phone.
that was definitely better than whatever Devin had to say.
Absolutely. Great.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Happy 4th.
Happy, healthy
Happy
Fourth.
4th, yeah. Take care.